Okay, guys, welcome back to another episode of So Glad We're Friends. I'm Maggie.
I'm Devin.
I'm Brittany.
It's funny because when we were talking last week about, how, like I said, Finn gets up in the middle of the night every night.
Mm-hmm.
I think it is like a lot of people message me and were like, you're training him to do that. And I was like, yeah, I kind of think so.
Yeah, because I
didn't
doubt
sleep
he
at
has
all
to
last night.
go.
But he does go.
Yeah, but I feel like he could hold it. It's not like he's gonna shit on the bed.
Yeah, probably.
Not like Willow.
I mean, he does get shit in the bed from
Those are
from his butt.
Invisible farts that turn into poop.
I found a little poop on the bed the other day. I was like, literally, how does this happen?
I don't understand.
I've never had that happen. I don't know what I would do.
I don't know if it's
I think they think it's a fart.
But why is it only dogs with no tail? Because the tail blocks it?
Oh.
But then it would be stuck on Rosie's tail.
Maybe that's why she doesn't poop, though, because it's like...
She can hold it in by sticking her tail to her butt.
It blocks it.
Yeah. It's kind of like a flap.
It is kind of.
They
got no coverage. It just shoots out.
Yeah. It just slips out.
Ew.
It's so funny. Your dogs are so trained. Like Rosie, I don't know the last time she had an accident in the house. And then we got to my dad's house and she goes upstairs and I guess maybe we didn't give her long enough outside and she just pooped on the carpet. And I was just like, dude, come on.
Gosh.
When is the last time you've ever done this? And it's
they
always
get weirded out by a new space.
Yeah. I'm just like, oh, can you not do
I get the
this?
nervous shits too.
I know. I'm just like, don't do this in public. You can do this at our house, but please just
Are your parents animal lovers? Is your dad
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He has 2 dogs. Well, he has 1 dog and then he has my sister's dog, but
that's good.
Loves Rosie.
I feel like that makes it easier.
I was like, oh my God, of course. And it was within 5 minutes of getting to their house that it happened.
Oh my gosh. How else was everything?
It was so fun. I feel like we had a really good balance despite being at ACL for 3 days, but we basically did evening afternoons of
Smart.
ACL instead of the whole day.
The whole day, yeah.
Which was really great because it was so hot. It was 80, 90 degrees.
Gee.
And then Monday, Tuesday, it was freezing cold. So it was okay, we could have used this weather during ACL. But it was really cool. And it was great to just be able to see a bunch of different artists and you know how you don't always know the artists playing, but you know some of their songs. So it was cool to catch some songs that.
You're I know this song.
So fun.
Yeah. And so they would come on and oh, we know this, but didn't know that we knew the artist.
Oh, that's cute.
Yeah. And my whole family went too. So it was fun to do it all together.
Oh, that's fun.
And no one was oh, we need to stick together the whole time or anything. If my sister and husband wanted to go see a show, they went to go see their thing. And then we would meet up for different moments.
Oh, nice. Did you see anyone famous?
While we were
yeah, I feel like a lot of people went.
I guess I wasn't really paying that close of attention. Obviously we saw the different artists, but
I'm trying to think didn't Jenna go? I think Ken went.
No, Ken went the same weekend that I did. I don't think that
I think Jenna was in weekend.
Yeah, but Jenna was in Paris. So I don't know if she was there.
No, probably not though.
No, but I wasn't really looking for them as much. I was just chilling. Yeah. I did feel slightly old just because I was oh, I'm here with it was so funny. You know, when you are younger, you're embarrassed by all the different things with your parents. And I was no, I just want to hang out with my parents. I want to sit with our chairs and
isn't it so weird?
Relax. Yeah, it was funny. But it was also it was great too because we I didn't give a fuck. And it was nice to we brought chairs and I can imagine myself 7 years ago. I would never bring a foldable chair to sit in.
You'll be that's embarrassing. So nice. Why would I bring a chair?
Yeah,
now it's I would love a chair.
Oh, hell yeah. I was I'm posting up here. I'm sitting down. But that is actually the nice thing about ACL is there was such a good mix of people that were sitting and there was a good mix of people standing. So it didn't really feel, and some people had their blankets out and sitting on the grass and everything.
That's so cool. Is there like food trucks and stuff, or what is the food?
Yeah, the
That's fun.
food was incredible. It was all local restaurants and food trucks and stuff. So like nothing fast food, or like there was like barbecue and like really
Ooh.
like frozen bananas, taco trucks, like all of the things.
Sadie.
I was really, really impressed by the food and just kind of like the whole setup in general. I would definitely go back.
Was that your first time?
Yeah.
Austin City.
And my dad and my sister went last year. And then my dad just got everyone tickets this year because he was like, it was just so fun.
Did you fly or drive?
We drove.
You guys, and you're driving. I
know.
You be driving everywhere.
I drove 6 hours and I'm like, I'm done. I cannot. My body hurts. I'm exhausted. I've been sleeping for the past 2 days.
I mean, I also don't drive though. Joe like doesn't want me to drive.
Joe drives like, the whole time. How long was the drive?
14 hours, I think.
Holy,
so we did like, I know.
Passenger.
I was like, do you want me to take over? Like, I'm fine. I'll like jam out to my podcast and like zone out.
Oh my God.
He's like, no, I'll keep this.
I just have never been that type of person.
I was never that type of person before meeting Joe. And then Joe's like, let's just do it. And then it's increasingly just gotten longer. It started with like an 8-hour road trip, like shortly after we met for like a wedding.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just
I think 8 hours is like my limit. Like over 8 hours, I'm like, okay, we should maybe look into flying.
Yeah. I think I did 10 hours once and it was miserable.
The nice thing is that like we get to have our car where we are, and then we get to like bring Rosie and we get to like stop and just kind of like chill. And
yeah, I like driving better than flying still. Like the airport stresses me out so much.
Yeah.
I love flying.
I love flying too, but there's also like, I don't know, I guess like over the past few years it's just gotten increasingly more stressful and like,
yeah, for sure.
I don't know.
My driving anxiety has just been so much, like even when Cameron's driving, like when I'm on the freeway, like I literally am thinking the whole time like we're about to get in a car accident, or like when we're leaving the house to go somewhere, like even last night we just went and got breakfast burritos like down the road, like a 3-minute drive, and I had the thought like, what if I'm having this intuition right now that we're gonna die and get into a car accident, like and I'm having it because it's actually real. Like that's what my brain tells me. I'm like, am I a psychic or do I just lie to myself and have anxiety?
I know, but like you have so much proof that it was just your anxiety because you
it's never happened
every
before.
day. But like I get that same thing like before a road trip or something. I'm like, am I having this feeling because
yeah, you're like, wait, is this a thing where I shouldn't go on it? Like I know the plane's gonna crash or something.
Something just spoke back there.
What do you mean something spoke?
Okay,
it's our Halloween episode.
She said, yeah, bitch, it's your anxiety. Let's do my iPad. I don't know.
Oh my God, I hate that.
Scary.
I don't like when Alexa just decides to like start talking for no reason.
No, it's creepy.
Maggie, do you have like mild OCD with like, because like those intrusive thoughts that like just don't really like escape your mind?
So that's like what I've been thinking about. When I had my old therapist, she basically, because I first got diagnosed with anxiety like when I was like in 7th grade. Like my therapist here didn't diagnose me or anything. Like her kind of thoughts was like that it's not really important to have a diagnosis, and it's more about like just being able to like live day to day and be productive and also like be on the right medicine and stuff. But yeah, I've been talking to a few people on Instagram about that more because I feel like, yeah, it does fit that. But it's hard because ADHD, OCD, fucking autism, and anxiety are all like so similar that it's like,
yeah,
what is from what?
I just think that there's a lot of like, I forgot who was describing it recently, but the OCD like symptoms, I guess, are like some of those like intrusive thoughts that like you can't like shake them, and it's not like, and it's like, I guess it's like obviously related to anxiety, and it like induces a lot of anxiety because you just like it like, you know, increases your heart rate, and it's like scary thoughts, but like it's thoughts that you just can't even like get rid of in your head. And there's like, I guess there's like so many different like variations of OCD too, like of like how it manifests in your mind.
Yeah, that's so interesting. Whoa, that makes a lot of sense. Like,
I feel like it's still hard to tell the difference though, because anxiety is also intrusive thoughts. that
There-
aren't realistic or based in reality
Yeah, I
that
think
you
that
can't
the
get
The
out.
way you just described
OCD
it though, like of you have the thought and then that's giving you the anxiety rather than
Isn't
just
that how
feeling it.
anxiety is too?
I guess so. I don't know. That's why I'm
That's how
trying
But
to-
my
I think
anxiety is.
but it's like so
I mean,
I
that's
think
how mine
one
is
of the
too.
one of the differences though with like OCD is that it's a continuous thought pattern.
Does
That like
OCD have to? It's obsessive compulsive disorder. So do you also have to have the compulsions for it to be
I
OCD?
The
don't think
compulsions
so.
are the thoughts too, I think, right? Like I think
Yeah.
compulsions can count, like the thoughts can count as that. Or
yeah,
I also
that's what I
do
didn't
things-
know about though. That's like why I was like, or I think a lot of people that don't even realize like it could be OCD is because they're like, oh, I don't have a compulsion with like what I'm
Yeah.
doing.
True.
But I also have so many things like I'm really weird since I've been little about like itchy clothing, anything touching my skin that feels like not comfortable, like sounds. I get really scared of like if a horror movie ad is playing on TV, I'm like, I can't look like because the sound is like intense to me. Like I don't like
Yeah.
that. Food
like-
is like weird. I'm so picky. I don't like when food touches. Like I need certain like silverware and things. Like
So
know.
autism?
no, I literally did. Did I show you guys that test I took?
No.
I took one of those like online do I have autism tests and it was like
You're
you are highly likely.
hypersensitive to things, to your environment and stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know. But then I check like locks a million times like to make sure I close doors or like lock doors or I literally don't know.
Do you take a picture of the lock so you can look
I've
at that?
started doing
My
that or
sister
like with my
used to do that.
straightener.
Yeah,
Like,
my
make sure
sister
I
used to
turn it
take a
off.
picture of the plug unplugged
That's smart. It helps.
so she can stay in bed and not have to get up and check again. She can just check the photo.
Yeah. But it's weird that your brain can like lie to you that much where you like know that you did it, but like you still feel, oh, would that be a
Brain is
compulsion?
so powerful
Being
and
compulsed to get up to check?
Maybe.
this segues
know.
into Disneyland and how strong your brain is in like dictating your mood. Because like we went to Disneyland and they have lightning lane passes, which is like a fast pass, but for the Cars ride you have to pay an extra $25 when you're already paying $20 a day for the lightning lane pass anyways. And my family didn't want to do it. So we ended up waiting in this line for like 2.5 hours.
Oh my
and
god.
it was just like an emotional roller coaster of
And it's
me.
hot by that line. I feel like
And there's
just
no
that
way
line
out of that
isn't-
line. It's
Yeah.
so big and it just keeps going deeper and deeper into this area.
Oh my god.
And we had to leave the line at one point to go to the bathroom and I had to walk all the way back through the line, like through all the people and then back in. But I was like, I cried at one point. I was having such bad anxiety because I couldn't get out. I was so bored. I was so mad. And it was just like all in my head, it was just my thoughts
Yeah.
controlling. If I would have just been like, this is fine, we're just waiting 2 hours and it's going to be fun,
Yeah.
it would have been a whole different situation.
maybe
But
it
I was
makes
just
you
like,
feel like trapped though a little too because
Yeah,
it's like
I felt
very
so trapped.
there's not
It was probably,
entertainment
like-
in the line.
And it was probably like worse because you like wanted to get the lightning pass specifically for Cars.
I
and
was
then, like,
annoyed
your
that
family
nobody else
was
wanted
like,
to, yeah.
no, and you were like, but why?
And then my sister
why are we doing
goes,
this?
What if there was a fire right now? We wouldn't be able to get out. I was like,
Ah!
are you kidding me? I was just like, okay, do not think about it because I will cry again. Like, yeah,
Oh
if
my
there was
gosh,
a fire,
yeah,
I don't
no,
even
no.
know. There
Brutal.
is no exit out of that line except for through the whole winding. Like, it would be a stampede. It would be terrible.
Wait, so how did you find out about they let you go early if you
so-
have mental health? What?
I posted on my story about how I like had a mental breakdown in the line and stuff. And a couple of people responded to me. A Disneyland ex-cast member responded to me even and said like you can go into the front office, like the disabilities office or something, and they like kind of interview and determine whether or not you're eligible to have like a front of the line pass so that you don't have to wait in line if you
Oh.
have like panic disorders or discomfort waiting in lines. So I'm assuming it's kind of like if you were in a wheelchair and they like bring you in through the back. But-
Yeah. That's apparently before we went, apparently you can do that also if you have diabetes. And my brother-in-law has diabetes and my sister was like, do it. And he's like felt wrong about it. Like,
Yeah. I looked into it and on their website it says you need to like set up a meeting with them a week before your ticket and like they do a virtual interview with you to like determine whether you're eligible. somebody said I could go in and like try it anyways, but I was like, nah, it's fine.
Huh, that's so interesting.
Because like you wouldn't be, it would just be you. You wouldn't be able to like go with your family, would you?
I think my whole family would still be able to come with me.
Oh wow.
yeah,
But I
it's
think
like
it's a
there's
really
a certain number of
cool
people.
thing that they have that. Like,
Yeah, that is really, I mean,
awesome.
especially for also people with like that are very claustrophobic.
Mhm.
Like
Mhm.
that
Oh,
is
God.
another thing. Like it doesn't happen to me too often, but like sometimes, you know, like the planes have just gotten increasingly smaller with like their seats and like how
Mhm.
close everyone is together. And I was like in a window seat and it was just, I was like having to like breathe through it. But that's another one that is so hard to just shake from your mind. You're like, oh my God, like I need to
You're
like
trapped.
Mhm.
Yeah.
trapped. Like I need to get out of here right now.
Yeah.
That's why I like Delta because the seats are still like farther apart.
I don't know if I've flown Delta.
I used to
I
fly
guess-
all the time because of Detroit was a Delta hub.
Oh.
And I just miss it so much.
What was
I
your
like
favorite part
Delta.
of Disney? What was the happy part?
I freaking well, okay, so
Saddest place on earth.
seriously, I was like, so it's a weird because you like have all this nostalgia from your Disneyland trips as a kid,
Yeah.
and like that's all you think about when you first get there. And then once
Isn't the
you're
castle so
tired and
small?
hot, and like, yeah, you're just like, there's so many annoying ass people around you, and you just like it slowly just goes downhill, especially when you're an introvert and you get exhausted so easily. But like
Yeah.
I love the Incredicoaster. The first time I went on that, with it being the Incredibles theme.
That's so fun. That's the one I didn't go on because that was when I was crying and having my mental breakdown when my
Oh,
family went
no.
on Incredicoaster.
Did you go on Guardians of the Galaxy during the nighttime?
Not during nighttime.
Oh
I
my
saw
God,
you
it
said
is
that
so cool during the
because when it
night
opens, then
because
you
it
can see
changes
it.
the theme. Like during the day, the theme
Oh.
is like we gotta let out the Guardians, like we gotta rescue the Guardians. But then at night, they're like, okay, you guys, we already rescued the Guardians, but unfortunately, a bunch of monsters are loose in this building. So now I'm gonna use you as a distraction to find. He has to find Baby Groot, and so it's like
That's
everything
cool.
in the building is like glitching, all of the lights and all of the speaking and everything because the monsters are like infiltrating it. So it's all
That's so
glitching, and then they
cool.
play like screamo heavy metal music in the elevator when you're going up and down instead. So that was really cool.
That is
And
so
then
cool.
the rise of the what is that?
Resistance.
Yeah,
I'm really
Rise of the
glad that
Resistance was so
like it lived
cool.
up to my hype about it because I was when you guys were gonna do it, I was getting scared. Like, I hope our family likes it. And
Well,
it's
the
worth
coolest
money.
thing about it was all of the like cast members treating you like I
Yeah.
felt like I was in Gilead or something.
I did feel like Gilead.
Like I felt like I was a prisoner and they were being
They're
so
like, move
mean.
along, move along.
Yeah, and like a little kid walked up to the front of the line and the worker was like, thought I smelled something. Like it was just like they're just so mean. And my sister's
that
like,
it's like
we're
15
paying them to be
minutes.
mean to us.
Literally, I said
Yeah, it was
that.
such a long ride.
When we got into Rise of the Resistance, I was like, if I was an employee, I'd want to work in this one. That way, like
Yes.
if I was having a bad day or something, you can just fully like just be rude to people and like it's not care. That'd be
Yeah.
the most fun.
That was so fun.
Wasn't the lightsaber too? It like pokes through the ceiling. That part was so crazy.
I don't know if I need to go on it again because like the first time I was just like so aware of it
Just
being a
looking.
ride that I've never been on and stuff. So
Yeah, the lightsaber it like goes through the ceiling and cuts a hole.
Oh
like,
yes,
in the
actually I remember
ceiling, like,
that.
go through.
When
That's
you're
pretty
in the
cool.
first little
Yeah.
when they first like yeah, that was so cool. I was also worried for my grandma because you said there was a drop and I was like, oh
Yeah.
God.
But it's
My
just
grandma was
little.
fine though. Yeah,
It
it was
was a
so
little
fun.
tiny drop.
I wish I didn't know there was a drop actually.
I know. I didn't want to tell you, but then when you asked about your grandma, then I
Yeah.
like because I didn't want to say because it's not a huge drop whatsoever, so I didn't want to like make it seem too cool of a drop.
Yeah.
But yeah, my grandma would not like that.
My grandma's favorite ride was the Cars ride at night. So I'm like, well, I'm glad you enjoyed waiting 2.5 hours. So
Yeah.
at
That
least
is so
somebody liked
long.
it.
Were
Yeah, it
all
was
the
really
other
cool.
lines like relatively short, like with the
Yeah,
the
none of
lightning pass?
yeah, like okay, California Adventure, there's not many rides you could use the lightning pass with. So it was just like a crapshoot. But like over at Disneyland, we got a lightning lane pass for every single ride, basically, and it was much better over there.
Yeah. Do they not have the lightning passes for could you get like additional lightning passes though for like the California Adventure? But like you had to buy them extra.
Yeah, you had to buy them. And then there are like other rides that just aren't eligible for them at all. I don't know. It was just annoying.
It's
over
weird the way
there.
they do it. I wonder if like eventually when those rides become less like popular, if they'll switch out which rides you have to pay for or not.
I hope
don't
so.
know.
I mean, Cars has been around for such a long time, I feel like.
Yeah.
And it's still like that line is just always ridiculous.
And it was a really short ride.
I know.
That's
my
the
nephew when
worst
it ended,
part.
he was
dumb.
like, that was it. Like he was so
I
sad.
love that.
I was like, I feel you. That was the only breakdown he had was after Cars. And I was like, I feel you. I feel annoyed too. Like we just spent money on this and it was like 3 minutes.
Yeah. And
Did you
I wish
guys-
the race was longer?
Can you use your lightning pass twice?
Yes.
So they give you a new one every 2 hours, basically. You become
But, like, with
eligible to
cars,
get a
you
new
can
one.
trick the system a little. My
Oh, you
family kind
can?
of did that slightly because like we had all of our names like attached to it, and my dad doesn't like a lot of rides, so like some of us would go and we'd scan
Oh,
some of the
yes.
names, and then
Yeah.
like it would still, because you have an hour to go on the ride, like they give you like an hour window, so like a lot of
Okay.
times we'd be slightly late or like early or something, so we'd scan like half of us and then like the other half would like go again, so we could go twice.
The majority of the people working that lane were not even paying attention to how many tickets you scanned either. So I was like, why don't we just like
Exactly.
scan 3 and walk in, and then
That's
like
exactly.
they wouldn't have noticed.
They did not
We
notice.
didn't do that, but we should have.
That was fun. Yeah. Well, while
yeah.
you guys were doing that, I was doing nothing while you're having the time
I
of your
enjoy doing
lives.
nothing every once in a while.
Did
or
you, like-
a lot
Yeah.
of while?
Have like a good like refresh or like
No, I was like definitely depressed,
oh,
but
that's
I'm
not
coming out
good.
of it, so I'm feeling better now. But it's been like 6 days since I've been outside. But today,
Oh my
the
gosh.
air quality is good again today. So after we
yeah.
record, I'm gonna go to the park.
Do you have to like wear
I
a
can
mask
imagine.
if you go outside?
Yeah, like, and like when the air quality was at like 100 probably is when it starts to affect me, and I think that's like unhealthy for sensitive groups or something, so I
Mm.
guess I'm a sensitive group. But like that's like I wear a mask and like you feel it in your throat immediately, and like I had a headache for so many days, just like just nonstop. It wouldn't end. We would take Excedrin and it would just like not go away. Like medicine was not helping. But it's gone now, hopefully. So it
That's
is supposed to
sad.
rain this weekend, so hopefully the rain too will like really clear
Yeah.
everything out. But like where that's burning is like so many of our favorite like nature areas, and that swimming hole and a river and like all this
Aw,
stuff where I'm
it's
like,
so
oh, the trees
sad.
are gonna be gone.
It's so annoying that like literally this happens every single year, and
I
like there's nothing we
know.
can do about it.
And it was a
So, like,
dumbass
what are we
couple doing
doing?
fireworks. They'd found a
Oh my
video
God,
of them.
Oh.
fuckers.
Yeah.
It wasn't just like natural.
No, it was a dumbass couple doing fireworks, and in the video, like there's a video of them shooting off fireworks, and there's smoke starting in the video, and they're still doing. Like, if you're a dumbass,
Did they
and
get
you're
a
doing
huge
fireworks,
fine?
I don't know if they've figured out who they are yet.
I hope they get a huge fine.
Straight to jail.
That's so
I think you
messed
would go
up.
to jail. Like,
I hope
Should.
so.
I mean,
like literally 2,000 plus acres of land because of
Your
that's so
stupid
crazy.
fireworks. That's insane.
Yeah,
People are
but
so stupid.
I'm feeling like it's just gonna be kind of an every year thing, and like that's
It
just kind of
seems
what
like
we
it
have to
has.
deal with here. Like, guess I'd rather have this than like hurricanes or some shit.
that's
I mean-
same thing happens in like Malibu in California every year too. Like
Yeah.
people have to evacuate the area because their homes are in danger. Like it feels like every year.
I'm starting to realize Arizona has it kind of like nice. Like you really got the heat covered, so like heat problems aren't an issue because everyone's prepared for heat issues.
Yeah.
There's not too much rain. There's not tornadoes. There's not earthquakes. There's nothing.
Yeah. We're safe here for now.
That's kind of crazy.
I feel like Midwest is pretty good too. Like
Except for the
obviously-
tornadoes.
Tornadoes.
But there's
are so
like
scary to me.
but the thing is there's like only like certain areas that you live in, you don't really get like affected by tornadoes. Like they're not as
Oh.
common.
When I flew into the Denver airport and I was walking out, there were so many tornado shelters. Like in
What?
every corner
Oh,
of
yeah,
the
there were,
airport.
weren't
And I was like,
there?
why are there so many tornado
At the
shelters?
airport?
Yeah.
I didn't
I didn't
think
even
there
know
was
Colorado
any
had tornadoes.
I didn't
Yeah.
either. was
I
like,
don't let me look this up.
Yeah, I think tornadoes are probably the scariest to me, or
I know,
hurricanes.
they're so scary. Yeah, hurricanes. Like tornadoes
Oh, they are
make as
number
much
9.
destruction.
Number 9
as
state.
hurricane.
Colorado ranks number 9 in terms of how many tornadoes touch down the state each year.
Oh God.
I'm just gonna like put that out of my brain.
Yeah,
if
just
it-
ignore that. I found out when
Yeah.
we first moved here that there's like hella volcanoes that might just explode, and like if this one explodes, like we're all just done for. And I just
Also,
keep
the
trying
big
to
great
put that out of my
earthquake that's
mind.
coming. Apparently,
Yeah, also that one.
that scares me. Anytime I go
I-
to California, I'm kind of like, well, I hope it doesn't happen while I'm here.
I think the exact same thing. The San Andreas fault or whatever.
Yeah. Also in Oregon, they have all of those tsunami evacuation paths.
Yeah, also that they do have a lot of tsunami paths.
I'm just not used to that stuff because we get
No, in
rain
Arizona
and
you have none of
haboobs.
that. They're like,
Yeah.
be careful of the rattlesnakes. And besides
Yep.
that, you're
and
good.
the dust clouds.
Yeah,
don't
you see a
know.
haboob every once in a while.
There's like I guess there's nowhere that's really that safe.
But I feel like people who grow up in Florida, or like if you grow up with hurricanes or tornadoes, you're
Yeah.
like fine with it. Like those people.
Maybe
act like
that's
they're not
why
even scared.
I don't think tornadoes are that big of a deal since I like grew up with them.
Maybe.
Yeah,
Like,
imagine
did you
living
do
in like
drills?
Oklahoma or something.
Yeah.
You
We used to
did?
do yeah.
Like at home.
We
or
didn't
school, or-
we didn't do like arm shooter drills. We did tornado drills when I was like in elementary and
Oh,
middle
damn.
school.
I
We
did
just
arm
did
shooter
fire
drills.
You did?
Yeah, we had a shooter at my high school one time. It was pretty
What?
scary.
We eventually started doing them, but like they weren't as common as the tornado drills.
We would
the
just
tornado
do your
drills were like more.
typical lockdown drill, but it was never about armed shooters.
That's true. It was more of like a lockdown, but they still weren't like that. It wasn't like we did them like super frequently. I feel like they probably do them all the time now. for
Yeah, and like
kids.
having to get in a closet or something too. Like it was just like everybody be quiet, turn the lights off. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it really was. It was
remember.
like almost like a non-issue.
yeah, we're like, okay, free time. Like
Yeah.
Oh my God, I never remember thinking that. I was always so scared. But it was when I was a freshman, I think. And the guy, he wasn't like on our campus, but he was like walking around like outside of the campus and by like the
Uh-huh.
gas stations and stuff. So they like put us in a lockdown. And like then once you're in the lockdown, you don't know what's going on. So then me as a freshman,
Mhm.
like we're all texting our parents, like, I love you. I'm
Ugh.
sorry if I die. Like it's so scary.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, wait, you guys don't like Taylor Swift, huh?
I do.
I like her. I'm just not like
You're not like so excited.
I'm not like
I didn't wake up early enough to listen to the album this morning.
yeah.
But after
Um,
this,
It is so good. Like it
what's your favorite
feels
song
like
so far?
Anti-hero or anti-hero.
Okay, is it slow or fast?
So it feels like my impression of the album is like because she wrote these songs over the last years and years throughout all the albums, like it almost feels like there's certain songs from every album. Like I don't even know
Oh,
if that makes
that's
sense,
fun.
but like
Oh,
yeah.
it feels
That's
like
cool.
there's a lot of songs that are like Reputation
Oh, she has
feeling.
a
There's a
song
lot
with
of songs that are
Lana?
like Fearless. Yeah. Like there's different styles. And then she came out with more songs at like 3 a.m. and then a music video at like 6 a.m.
How does she
insane.
have the time?
For
So
the
they're called
last-
midnights, and then there's like I didn't look. I haven't listened to the 3 a.m. ones, but then it's like 3 a.m. tracks, and there's like 5 or 6 more songs.
That is so cool. She also probably just like has so many songs that she's just written that like yeah, like all these were like happened to
Yeah,
be
there's
at
like
midnight.
7 more.
Like happened to be at midnight and 3 a.m. But like just having that much music and that much talent and being like, oh, I'm gonna like come up with this cool like this is the time to like release these songs.
It's just so crazy. Like I just don't think that she's just the best songwriter I think I ever I've never
Yeah.
experienced a better songwriter. And it's so crazy because I feel like she's just been along for my life like this whole time. Like every single album like relates to a time in my life, and the lyrics like remind me of a person or a time. Like it's just so crazy.
Yeah. I think like I like haven't caught up with as much of her music, but I was obsessed with it. Fearless that came out in like 2012.
Yeah. Oh, that was such a good
Yeah.
album.
It was such a good album. I just remembered like riding around campus and like jamming out to those songs.
yeah,
so
screaming it in
good.
my car just because all the
Yeah.
lyrics are so
Yeah, I don't know. That was like such a good album.
Yeah, Fearless is my favorite still, I think. I love it. What else is happening? I feel like literally so much happened. Like I kept feeling like, oh my God, I have so much to tell you guys. And then like I didn't write it down.
I know. I was sad that
I
we didn't
know.
talk for a whole week.
Oh,
I know.
I read
I've like been so bad. I need to like get better at I just like sign off. I'm like, bye.
you were having fun. You were out living life.
We need to do an awesome trip. That is for sure.
Yes. That'd be so fun.
It's
Yeah, I
like
wanna go.
such a fun city. There's just like so much to do, and everything is so dog friendly in like a good way, and not like overwhelming. And it just like
Yeah.
has such a good vibe. It just like makes me so happy.
So today is our Halloween spooky episode.
Spooktacular.
Spooktacular special. I was thinking about yesterday because I was telling Cameron, like, we're recording our Halloween episode tomorrow. And then, like, I was just thinking how cool that is. Like, I love, themed episodes of shows or anything. Like, now
Mhm.
we get to make our own themed episodes.
Yeah, I love on the Bad Broadcast, one of my favorite podcasts, all October she does like spooky themed
really?
episodes, and she has her own like Halloween intro music. So like for the whole month of October, she has a different intro song.
That's cute.
Yeah, it's
That'd be
really
cute
cute.
if we did that for like Christmas, like Vlogmas, but like
That would be
just a
cute.
podcast
Some
intro
jingle
with some bells.
Yeah. Or like, oh, I was gonna say, can we add bells to our song? I don't think that would make sense.
Maybe we could find like a different song. I don't know. We need to
I'm
hire
excited
someone
for the
like a music
holidays.
master.
Yeah, I'll look
I know.
into it.
I'm excited. I like wish that what's that not Five Below? $5 fiver?
Five Below. Oh, Fiverr. I thought you were talking about the store.
No, I know. I was like thinking about the store, but I was like trying to think of like the name. I knew it was like something 5. I wish that was a little bit more reliable.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
it's
That's
hard
the
to
one where I got the
find.
shitty designs.
I still cannot believe the designs you got.
Neither can I. I should make a reel about that one day, but I
I
feel
think
bad.
you should do.
At least get
I
something
guess
out
it's
of it.
like, you know, maybe for some people it's fine, but like, I don't know. I guess
But
if
I've
people
gotten
if
good
people
things on
knew you,
Fiverr.
yeah. But when like if people knew you, they would know that it's just like not the right thing for you.
Yeah.
So I feel
But
like they would probably find it funny.
that's evidence in how like valuable it is to pay for someone with a lot of skill, just
Yeah,
like
and brand
yeah.
knowledge.
if
like,
you were to hire a graphic designer that charged like $100 an hour or something, like your designs would be so cute and amazing.
also maybe
but it's
someone that
expensive,
speaks the
but-
same language as
Right,
you
I
would be a
know.
good a good step I could have taken.
That's not ideal.
So many people
maybe-
undervalue creative work
Yeah.
because they think, well, like I can do it. I'll try it. I'll do it on Canva, whatever. It's fine. But like,
Yeah. It's not the same.
No.
Especially for like people like me that I can appreciate design and I know what I like, but when it comes to sitting down and doing it, it's so fucking hard for me.
yeah.
Mhm.
It's
Especially with like
hard.
all the different templates on Canva. I'm like, ew, like this is not what I wanted it to look like. Like
There's
Yeah.
just so many.
I'll try and like adapt
What the
the Canva templates and then I just like end up ruining them.
Okay, so today we're gonna read some scary, spooky stories. So one of these stories is a real story, and one of these stories is a fictional story. And you guys can listen and try to guess which one is fake and real. I'm gonna read one and Devin's gonna read one. But we also haven't read each other, like we don't know each other's stories, so we'll also be reacting to the stories live.
I think we should say what it is at the end of the episode
you think?
because what if people listen to this like a year from now?
Oh, that's true.
It is true.
Okay,
Okay.
we'll put it after the outro music.
You have to listen to the whole thing.
JK. Okay, do you want to go first or you want me to go first? I don't
Maggie, you
care.
go first.
Yeah. Okay. Strap in.
Ready.
My dead girlfriend keeps messaging me on Facebook. I've got the screenshots. I don't know what to do.
Oh,
Tonight's kind of the catalyst for this post. I just received another message and it's worse than any of the others. My girlfriend died on the 7th of August, 2012. She was involved in a 3-car collision driving home from work when someone ran a red light. She passed away within minutes on the scene. We had been dating for 5 years at that point. She wasn't big on the idea of marriage. It felt archaic, she said, and it gave her a weird vibe. But if she had been, I would have married her within 3 months of our relationship. She was vibrant, the kind of girl that would choose dare every time. She was happiest when camping, but a total technophile too. She always smelled like cinnamon. That being said, she wasn't perfect. She always said something along the lines of, if I card it first, don't just say good things about me. I've never liked that. If you don't pay me out, you're doing me a disservice. I've got so many flaws, and that's just part of me. So this is for M. The music she said she liked and the music she actually liked were very different. Her idea of affection was a side hug. She had really long toes, like a chimpanzee. I know I know that's tangential. I don't know what that word is.
Tangential?
Yes, I've never heard that word. I know it's tangential, but I don't know what feels right discussing her without you having an idea of what she was like. On to the meat. M had been dead for approaching 13 months when she first messaged me, so that it goes through all the dates. September 4th, 2013. This is when it began. I had left Emily's Facebook account activated so I could send her the occasional message, post on her wall, go through her albums. It felt too final and too un-Emily to memorialize it. I share it with her mother, Susan, meaning her mother has the login and password and has spent a total of approximately 3 minutes on the website or on a computer total. After a little confusion, I assumed it was probably her. On November 16th, 2013, I had received confirmation from Susan that she hadn't logged into M's Facebook since the week of her death. M knew a lot of people, so I was instantly assumed it was one of her more tech-savvy friends fucking with me in the worst possible way. I noticed pretty much immediately that whoever was chatting with me was recycling old messages from M and my shared chat history. The wheels on the bus comment was from when we were discussing songs that played on a road trip that never happened. Hello happened a million times. So she messages him on that on November and says, let's hit up blank trail this Sunday. Let's hit up blank trail this Sunday. Just twice.
That's weird.
Around February 14th, Emily started tagging herself in my photos. I would get notifications from them, but the tag would generally always be removed by the time I got to it. The first time I actually caught one, it felt like someone had punched me straight in the gut. She would tag herself in spaces where it was plausible for her to be or where she would usually hang out. I've got screenshots of 2 from April and June. These are the only ones I've caught, so they're a little out of the timeline I'm trying to write out. So, like, she tags herself, like, in the corner of the picture of him, like,
Oh my god.
where she'd be standing.
That's so weird.
It's creepy.
Then this one, he's sitting in an armchair, and she tags herself next to him on the armchair. I literally have goosebumps. Okay. Around this period of time, I stopped being able to sleep. I was too angry to sleep. She would tag herself in random photos every couple of weeks. The friends who noticed and said something thought it was a fucked up bug. I found out recently that there have been friends who have noticed and didn't say anything. Some of them have removed me from their Facebook friends list. At this point, some of you may be wondering why I didn't just kill my Facebook profile. I wish I had. I did for a little while. On days when I can't get out there, though, it's nice having my friends available to chat. It's nice visiting M's page when the little green circle isn't next to her name. I was already socially reclusive when M was alive. Her death turned me into something pretty close to a hermit, and Facebook were my only real social outlets. On March 15th, I sent what I assumed was M's hacker a message. And he said, why are you doing this? Why do you keep tagging her? On March 25th, I received an answer. And she said, hello, hello, hello. This is actually devastating. I don't know why you're doing this, is what the guy said. Then she said, OMG, cinnamon scented candles. And then he said, go to hell. And then she replied, why are you doing this? Like, it's so scary. I'm going to put screenshots, like these screenshots on the YouTube video. So that way, go watch the YouTube video if you want to see screenshots of the chat. Okay. It wasn't until I was going over these logs a few months later that I noticed she was recycling my own words as well. My response seems kind of lackluster here. I was intentionally providing him or her with emotional bait. This is actually devastating. To keep them interested in their game, I was working off the assumption that the kind of person to do this would be the kind of person that would thrive on the distress of others. I was posting in tech forums, looking for ways to track this person, contacting Facebook. I needed to keep them around so I could gather evidence. Before anyone asks, yes, I had changed the password and all security info countless times. On the 16th of April, I received this, and she messages him and said, why are you doing this? We should make our own jam. Samantha, sad face. Not different. No chance of passing. No chance of passing. How many? Garage side door. Side. I. No chance of passing.
What?
So weird.
Right? This seems like word salad. Like all of our conversations so far, it's recycled from previous messages that she sent. The 29th of April. She said, baked beans on toast. I don't know. I just said, yo, ask Nathan. Nathan, Nathan, Nathan. And then he said, I don't know what's happening. I don't know how you're still doing this. Please stop. And then she said, please stop. I don't know what's happening. Nathan, I don't know what's happening.
Is Nathan his name?
The guy. Yeah. I literally have goosebumps and like I've heard this story. Okay. I hadn't discovered any leads. Facebook had told me that the locations of her page had been accessed from, but since her death, they're all places I can account for: my home, my work, her mom's house, etc. My response here wasn't bait. Yo asked Nathan was an inside joke too lame worth explaining, but seeing her say it again just absolutely fucking crippled me. My reaction in real life was much less prettier. I'm not expecting my bond back. Her last few messages had started to scare me, but I wouldn't admit it at that point. On the 8th of May, she says, my jumper's in the dryer and it's really cold out. Sad face. Really cold out. Cold. Cold. Nathan, please stop. Cold. Freezing. I don't know what's happening.
Oh my God, that's so creepy.
Freezing is the first original word that she's made. This has been giving me nightmares that have only started to kick in recently. I keep dreaming that she's in an ice cold car, frozen blue and gray, and I'm standing outside in the warmth, screaming at her to open the door. She doesn't even realize I'm there. Sometimes her legs are outside with me. The 24th of May. He messages her and says, I'm really drunk. I miss you. Whoever's on this account, I don't give a fuck. I keep coming home from work and expecting to see you at the computer. Shouldn't I be used to that by now? And she said, just let me walk. And he said, I wasn't actually drunk. She wasn't an affectionate girl. It was always embarrassed her to exchange I love yous, cuddle, talk about how much we meant to each other. She was far more comfortable with it when I was boozed up. I got fake drunk a lot. Her reply is what prompted me to finally memorialize her page, thinking it might help curb this behavior. It might seem innocuous compared to her previous message. It's pasted from an old conversation where I was trying to convince her to let me drive her home from a friend's. In the collision, the dashboard had crushed her. She was severed in a diagonal line from her right hip to midway down her left thigh. One of her legs was found tucked under the back seat.
Oh my God.
Then going back in time, the 7th of August. Hey, are you on your way home? Emily, when you see this message, please ring me straight away. I rang blank and they said you left at 4. I'm starting to panic. I feel sick to my stomach. Please, please ring me. Emily, answer your phone. These are logs from the day she died. She was usually home by 4:30. This, alongside a couple of voicemail messages, is the last time I talked to her under the assumption that she was alive. You'll see why I'm showing you these soon. Yesterday, the 1st of July, 2014, she messages him and says, hey, are you on your way home? Emily, when you see this message, please ring me straight away. Please stop. I rang blank and they said you left at 5. I'm starting to panic. Please stop. Cold. Emily, answer your phone. I don't know what's happening. Cold, freezing. I memorialized her page a couple of days after I received the message about walking. Until today, she'd been quiet. She wasn't even tagging herself in my photos. I don't know what to do anymore. Do I kill her memorial page? What if it is her? I want to puke. I don't know what's happening. I just heard a Facebook alert and I'm too afraid to swap windows and check it. That's all.
Well, that's it.
That's it?
And then she crawls out of the computer and kills him.
No, I mean, that's basically it. There's nothing else like worth reading.
Damn.
Cliffhanger.
It's a scary
so
story.
Creepy.
Yeah, wasn't that creepy though?
That is so creepy.
I can't imagine like being him and like receiving all of those.
Like actually terrifying. I think it's also scarier like when you see the messages like on Facebook, like the screenshots of the messages are just like extremely creepy looking. Because every word's like on a new line. Like it's not all together.
Every single word was?
Basically. Not every single word, but like when she says freezing.
Yeah, and the multiples of the same message.
Yeah, and that they're all messages that they've had before.
I don't know. What would you guys do? I feel like
call the police. I don't know.
I feel like I would just delete it.
But does he think it's his girlfriend?
That's what, like, if I'm thinking if it was actually Cameron and like Cameron died and that was happening, like I would be some part of your brain has to be like, what if it is them? Like,
yeah, totally.
Or like you want to talk to them, so then you're like, oh my God, what if it was just the mom fucking with him? That'd be so fun.
That would be so fucked up. Well, that's where like the locations are kind of confusing.
Yeah.
Because all the locations are like
it's coming from inside the house.
Yeah.
She's still alive.
It's freaky.
Okay, time for your story.
Okay.
I'm excited to listen.
All right. I was driving across country with my mom and sister. I was 16, my sister 20, my mom in her 50s. It was late, but we were well rested and still alert. We were driving along an interstate and needed gas, and they needed to pee, so we stopped at the only rest stop in 200 miles. There was a van full of teenagers on some road trip and a small gray compact car, like a Honda Accord or some shit, parked at the pump in front of us. Two men, about 17 to 20, were standing outside the Honda in hoodies, statue still. The teenagers
Terrifying.
were to our left, I know. When we got there, everything felt wrong. There was a deep and unsettling feeling about the place, and we'd not felt that way on any other rest stop. We'd been on the road for days and seen many rest stops at night and had never been afraid until then. My mom and sister went inside and I stayed in the car. I heard the teenagers say they were creeped out and couldn't get the pump to work, so they left in a hurry. I was mostly watching the car in front and the two men who had still not moved at all, not an inch. They weren't talking, they weren't on phones, there was no light anywhere but the dim overhead lights on the gas station awning. They were just fucking standing there, still as stone. My sister and mom came running back out to the car, and when they got in, the two men slowly turned and looked at us while not moving or pivoting the rest of their bodies. And I swear to fucking shit, we all saw the same thing. They had dark eyes as pitch and empty. Truly empty, not black, not reflecting any light at all, just a fucking void. We booked it. We had not traveled in excess of 100 miles an hour before or since, but fuck, that was warranted. We drove until we were in the next city before we got out of the car again. And you know what the worst fucking thing about it? Not the eyes, not the stillness, not that horrible feeling, not the weirdo in the gas station who kept telling my mom and sister, "My mama will like you," over and over while mopping the same spot of the floor with a dry mop and an empty bucket. It was the fact that we couldn't find that place on any map. We knew exactly which spot on the interstate to look, and we couldn't find it on Google Maps or any paper map we had. We asked locals about the creepy gas station out on that stretch of the road, and two confused looks. And are you sure you weren't traveling on a highway and not an interstate? We'd traveled on an interstate, and since there was no rest stop. Wait, does that make sense? That little part was a little confusing, but basically when they asked people, they said, "Are you sure you're not traveling on the highway instead of the interstate?" And they were traveling on the interstate, and
So
there
there's
was
no
rest
rest stop in
on the
general?
map, on any map.
What the
Yeah. Creepy.
The whole gas station just doesn't exist? That is
That's
not where I thought that
bizarre.
was going.
Yeah.
It's like a portal from hell that opened up or something.
Oh my god. And then the weird person inside too. That's
Yeah,
weird.
they
And then they
skimmed over
couldn't
that.
the teenagers couldn't get the gas to work, so then it's like the gas is fake.
And I wonder, I guess they didn't get their gas to work either.
Oh yeah, that's what I was wondering. Like, did they get gas?
Apparently not, because they just ran out and left.
Oh
How'd they
my
have enough
God.
gas for that?
All right. Well, both of these stories, I feel like that's hard to know which one is real or
I
not.
know.
I know. I don't know.
I know the answer, and I'm like, I don't know. I'd be so freaked out. Road trips are already scary.
I know.
At
I hate
night?
rest stops even during the day.
Yeah.
There are definitely the ones that you just don't want to go to. Or like cities that are like desolate.
That's terrifying. Do you guys have any like scary stories of your own? Like, do you have any ghost stories or scary moments?
I have never encountered a ghost.
No.
So no. Do you?
Yeah,
You do?
for sure. This one time, well, okay, so in 8th grade, we got a Ouija board. Me and my friends.
that was the other story I was gonna pick between a Ouija board story.
Oh,
that
they
one.
terrify me now. Like I will not touch one. I will not get one. We didn't, it wasn't like a real one though. We like made one or some shit. Like it wasn't like we got like an actual board. But there's probably 4 or 5 of us girls, and they're still all my friends. And we were in my mom's apartment. It was after my parents got divorced, and me and my mom were living in the apartment. And they were all over, and we were like talking on it, right? And it's like moving, and we're like in our heads, we're obviously thinking that one of us is doing it.
Mhm.
Like it's just a fun thing, and probably one of us is moving it. But I'm like, okay, I'm not moving it, and like I knew I wasn't. But we're like, okay, somebody probably is. So it's
Game of
going.
trust.
Yeah, it's telling us all this information. Like it's moving. It's telling us the girl's name's Cecilia. She said her name is Cecilia. She gave dates of when she lived, the last president who is alive, like just so much stuff, like information that we were like, what the heck? So then after we were done, we like looked it up and it was a real person. Like we found the records for this girl, Cecilia, and where she lived and stuff.
And the president was, she said the
Correct.
correct
Yeah.
president.
Yeah, it was
Holy
correct for the
crap.
time. And like we were in 8th grade. Like I still don't know presidents of like who was president at what years. Like in the
Yeah.
40s is I think it's the 40s. Um so we were freaking out and then the lights started flickering and we were like, "Oh my god." Like terrified. So then we looked up like how do you like get rid of a Ouija board and you're supposed to like rip it up and bury it and all that stuff. So we did that and we buried it like at the apartment complex. Um and then like it just weird shit kept happening after that. Like just lights, things like that, like things would turn on and off and we were like Cecilia's following us. And one of my friends got so scared that night we were at my dad's house and my mom was there. I think we were like doing a pass off of me or whatever, but my friend literally came with her parents and they brought their pastor and they were like, we think she's possessed, like she's possessed. But
Oh
she
my
wasn't possessed. She was just
God.
very scared.
Now I wish I read
That
the
is
Ouija
really
board story. That is so crazy. I've tried to use Ouija boards so many times, but nothing has ever happened. So
really. Yeah, so now I don't like it could have been one of us still, and like this whole story is just like I don't even know, but it's affected my life and all of our lives because we can't stop
seriously,
thinking about it. I feel like
That's
she's gone
crazy.
now though. We cleansed her away from us.
oh my God.
You don't have anything, Britt, like that?
I'm trying to like rack my brain.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
I like to believe like people's ghost stories. Like I like to believe that they're real just for fun, but I don't know if like realistically I think that it actually happened.
Yeah.
I feel like I believe more in people's like energies that they like left behind.
Yeah, that's kind of what I believe, I think. Like I think like people are still because energy literally cannot be created or destroyed.
Yeah.
So like I feel like all the energy is just floating around of every human.
I believe that two of my dogs are like reincarnated into like two of our like family's dogs now. Like
I so feel that.
our dog that I grew up with was a German Shepherd, and the dog my dad has now is like 1,000% my like childhood dog reincarnated.
That's so crazy. Yeah, I fully believe that my childhood dog sent me Finn or that it's reincarnation.
It's like it's like so ridiculous how they're like the same dog.
I saw a video of that on TikTok actually last night. It was like a little boy and he was telling his mom, he's like, I'm your daddy. Like the mom's dad died. And she was like, I'm
Mhm.
your dad. Like I turned from your dad into a kid. And the mom's like, what?
That is so weird.
But everyone's like, you gotta believe little kids because they're like
Seriously, when
extra
they know
connected.
facts about that stuff too.
Yeah, like when they say like all these long things, like from like the 20s or before that, and they know like all these details of life.
Yeah.
Like there's this one kid who said he was like a World War II like pilot and he named like the
Mhm.
planes he was in and shit.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What?
And he's like 3.
I just love stories like that. Whether they're
too.
real or not, I think they're fun.
Me too. I love like sidekicks and stuff, like Long Island Medium. I
Yeah.
believe her with everything in my bones.
I also love people's glitch in the matrix stories.
Oh yeah.
What's the glitch in the Matrix one?
Like where something happens. I can't like almost like the story that I just read is kind of like a glitch in the matrix, how
Yeah.
that place that they went to is never on the map.
Yeah.
But like people will tell stories where they swear that they heard their parents come home, their car was out front, and they saw everything, and then they go downstairs and walk outside and their car's not there at all, and they'll like call their parents and be like, no, we were never home. Or like people will say that they're on their walk home, they walk past a specific tree every single day. And then one day that tree just was not there. But then the next day the tree was back. Like weird. It seems
crazy.
like a glitch in like the simulation or something.
That's so weird.
Yeah, I love that. Or Mandela effects.
Yeah.
like the thing.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, there was this girl who like cut fruit. She like cut up an orange or something, and then she went to go eat it, and it wasn't cut.
Yeah.
And she was like, "I swear, I just cut this up." Like,
Yeah. Weird things
That
like
is
that.
bizarre.
that's
It almost
freaky.
like hurts my brain to think about.
I know.
Wait, did you
'Cause it's,
guys see Don't Worry,
complex.
Darling?
No.
Oh.
No.
Wait, did you?
Yeah.
Wait, when?
I think the weekend it came out.
Oh my god! Wait, what the heck? I'm so jealous. I like kind of
Which one
want
is
to
that?
wait in person. Harry Styles.
Like a
And
movie about
Olivia
him?
Wilde. No,
the-
it's
He's acting in it?
yeah.
Didn't
I
we
can't
talk
really
about
say
all the
what it's
drama
about.
on the podcast? Maybe not.
Maybe.
I thought we talked about the whole spitting on Chris Pine thing and everything.
Oh, we talked about that, but like I didn't.
Oh, that
I
was
don't
all
think I
the
connected
movie.
the dots.
That was
Oh,
them doing
yeah.
all the press for this movie.
Oh.
Yeah.
my
Did you see
God.
the salad
Gotta-
dressing thing?
The what?
The salad dressing?
I don't
Oh my
think
god.
so.
Olivia Wilde and Jason Sudeikis' old nanny released text messages and video. She sold them to like Daily Mail of her texting Jason Sudeikis, and he's like, she's leaving, like she's going right now to him. She's bringing him her salad dressing, like, and said that the nanny said that he laid under Olivia Wilde's car to prevent her from going to bring Harry Styles the salad dressing. And
Wait,
then
Jason Sudeikis laid under her car?
that's what this nanny said. And then Jason and Olivia posted a statement and were like, we feel so like, why would our nanny do this? Like, this isn't true information.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah. But then later that night, Olivia posted a picture on her Instagram story of the salad recipe. So then everyone's like, okay, so is it true?
What?
That is weird.
The Daily Mail is such an unreliable source too. Like,
I wonder how much they pay people out. Like, how much do you think she got?
I feel like it's
A
how
lot.
juicy they can make the title and like how many clicks they can get.
yeah.
This is
Totally.
pretty juicy. Like, everybody wants to know when Olivia, like, when they started hooking up and if it was like full cheating or not.
How long
I feel
ago
like
did they
they-
separate?
They separated after the movie was filming, like while the
Oh.
yeah. So like they started hooking up like on set.
Oh shit, yeah.
I thought they were divorced or separated for a lot longer though.
Me too.
They were definitely, I mean, because Jason Sudeikis in
Ted Lasso?
Ted Lasso?
Mm-hmm.
I thought they were separated during Ted Lasso.
I don't think so. But Don't Worry, Darling filmed in like 2019 or 2020. I think.
Oh, okay.
So like this was a while.
Well, they were
ago.
definitely separated like in the last season of Ted Lasso because he was like with somebody.
And, like,
Or like
in
he was
England
like
or
dating.
something.
Yeah, he was like dating somebody in England.
Oh, well, if he's doing that, then what's the big deal? But did you like the like twist and everything? I know the like spoilers, but
You know them?
yeah.
Yeah,
don't know
I
them.
thought it was so cool.
Is it a movie that I'll watch?
Yeah.
It's a movie that feels like a movie. That's what Harry said in an interview.
It's really good. I mean, it's beautifully shot. The cinematography is so good. It's so pretty. And then there's like a huge twist at the end and it's like really suspenseful at the end. Like I was on the edge of my seat.
Do you think I should wait to watch it streaming or should I just go? Because I was
Thought
kind
it
of
was
maybe
fun in
wanting
the
to wait.
theater,
Okay.
but whatever you like, enjoy movies better.
I just thought I'd be like wanting to scream too much and like
Oh yeah. I mean, maybe watching it at home, you'd be able to like be more emotive.
the twist does sound interesting. Like
Yeah.
thank you guys so much for listening. I hope you
Wait,
enjoyed this.
Do we need to tell them
stories.
which one was?
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
yeah, we do.
yeah. Wait,
Yeah,
should we do
yeah.
it at the end or right now?
Isn't
Maybe
this
right
the
now.
end?
Yeah. It is the end. I meant like after the outro, but probably should do it now. Wait, what do we
Wait,
say?
is Britt supposed to guess? Oh, she already knows because we.
I forgot that I already knew, but I was guessing Maggie's was real.
Oh yes, mine is fake.
Yours is fake?
Yeah, the dead girlfriend one was the fake one.
I guess
So
I
is that a
won't say.
creepypasta?
It
Like,
was
is
on
that a
No
well-known
Sleep.
story?
Yeah, apparently it's like kind of well known. They read it on
Okay.
2 Hot Takes, and I was like shitting myself while she was reading it. So I was like, I need to do this one.
Ooh, that's so cool. Yeah, mine is like apparently real. And it was a Reddit thread asking people to tell their ghost stories that they
I believe it.
experienced. So yeah.
Because of things like glitches and simulations and stuff, like I feel like that could happen. That's so
Yeah.
creepy that they were standing so still.
I know.
Yeah,
Freaky.
that is creepy.
Yeah.
So
let
like I
us
don't know if
if
I
you
believe
guessed
ghost
correctly.
stories, but I like ghost stories. So
Yeah, like they're just fun to believe.
Yeah.
Are you guys watching The Watcher?
I was thinking about starting it. Are you?
I started it, but
scary?
it is a little scary. Like it's about, I thought because it wasn't about ghosts, I would be less scared, but it's about somebody literally like stalking you and watching into your house. And I feel
Oh,
like that's
shit.
what I'm scared of in life.
Yeah, seriously.
Someone breaking in. So like I don't think I can finish it.
Did you watch The Haunting of Bly Manor when it came out?
No, thought you were gonna say The Haunting of Hill House, and that show gave me trauma
Is that
for
the
months.
same series?
Was it like a fake one on Netflix?
Yeah.
I don't know. It was
I
like
can't
there's a
watch
girl named
anything
like
that's
Nellie or
fake
something.
real.
Fake real, like based off a true story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
can't
The
do
Watcher
that.
is based on a true story, so that's even scarier.
Not for me.
I think they are
Okay.
in the same series, but I only watched the Bly Manor one.
Oh, okay.
It was good, but scary.
Yeah, it was really good, but like just terrifying. But yeah, so let us know if you guessed correctly. I'd love to hear who got it right and
We
who got it
tricked you.
wrong.
That was a tricky one, honestly.
It was really tricky, and I got tricked.
That's what I was like. I feel like I didn't even know. And I knew the
Yeah, I
answer.
know.
Okay. We'll see you guys next week for our next episode.
See you
Rate and
next
review.
Tuesday.
Yes, please leave us a review, rate the podcast wherever you listen, subscribe to our YouTube channel, please. I would like to get at least 100 subscribers. That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be
So-
cool.
Follow us on Instagram.
And
Yeah.
ask all your questions because we have another Q&A coming up.
Yes, we have another Q&A coming up, so send us all the questions about whatever topic. Or if you have any advice or like things going on in like your friendships or like dating or like anything like that where you have like a situation you're going through, we would love to answer some of those. Like that would be
Yes.
so cool if we got like even one at the end of every episode or something to read. Like
Oh,
give advice
yeah.
on.
I know.
Yeah.
We need to grow our audience. Tell your friends.
Yeah.
If they like similar podcasts as you, recommend us to a friend or a family member because that would be nice.
We're trying to grow.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you can email us at sogladwe'refriends@gmail.com.
Thanks for listening.
Yeah, thanks so much
Mhm.
for listening.
Love you. Bye.
Bye.